Taylor, congratulations. Fiery match start to finish. We'll get to it all. Can you fill us in on the conversation you were having with Yelena out there?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's competition. People get upset when they lose, and you can't. Some people say bad things. She told me I have no class, I have no education, and to see what happens when we get outside the U.S. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I beat her in Canada outside the U.S. I beat her in New York outside the U.S. So let's see what else she has to say.
You were down 5-3, won 9 straight games. What changed for you?
Honestly, I just locked in. I mean, she was playing really well at the beginning, and, you know, when she was playing well, I didn't say anything. And so that just shows class. I mean, sometimes people are playing too good, and you have to just take it. But I turned it up another level, and that's what I'm most proud of today.
Game 7 match, Townsend. 7.
Crazy part is a lot of Black women, even though we are not on a national stage, know exactly what happened with Taylor Townsend and Yelena, whatever her last name is. The thing is, you can be witty, you can whoop behind, and they will still find a reason why you were classless, uneducated. The person who was showing class was being told by the person who was classless that she has no. Can you imagine, like the level of delusion? And I wish this was isolated and we were saying, oh, we attribute this to this person, but this is so common, especially if you are in medicine. I hear this from my corporate girlies, from my tech girlies. I hear this from the lawyers. I hear this from everybody. It's crazy to me.
When it comes to the Taylor Townsend and Jelena, I don't want to say her last name wrong, the Jelena situation, I've been kind of afraid to say my true feelings on it because I know it's controversial, but I'm going to be vulnerable with you guys and be real. If I'm competing and I win and you start to insult me with class and education remarks, the elation and the happiness that is coursing through my veins is just unmatched because I didn't really see her do anything that was just classless or lack of education. That is what sports is all about. It is emotional, it is competitive, and it will bring the absolute best out you, and it will bring the absolute worst out you. So if you start to insult me in a way that I know is just not true, do you know how happy I am? Because I know I whooped you that bad. And again, I know it's bad, but I'm not competing to just win. I'm competing to make you rethink trying the sport ever again. I want you to dishonor my entire family when I win and I compete. Now, I know, again, that is horrible, that is bad, but to see Taylor just shake her hand and say, just learn to take the L. The level of petty that I felt afterwards is just too much. And I know I'm the problem, but I'm not gonna y'all. That's my true feelings about the situation, because at the end of the day, that is what sports is all about. It is emotional, it is competitive, and it will bring the absolute best out you, and it will bring the absolute worst out you. But what do y'all think? Do y'all think she should really be offended by these comments, or is this just sports? Y'all comment down below.
Taylor Townsend won the US Open, and her opponent, instead of saying congratulations, called her uneducated and classless. She said, you have no education and no class. This is a great lesson. I want you to remember that the way people treat you or what people say about you do not define who you are. Despite of Taylor being educated and classless, she still won. This is what you have to remember. Even when you are rising, even when you are winning, when people are insecure, they will use their insecurity to hurt you. Do not let people's opinion define who you.
So Yelena Ostapenko and Taylor Townsend had a little, tiff at the end of their match at the U.S. Open, and the drama kind of started because Yelena Ostapenko thought that Taylor Townsend was being disrespectful the whole match with. Usually, like during the warm up, you kind of start at the baseline and then you work your way up to the net. Whereas like Taylor starts at the net, and she said that she's been doing that, forever. And she's mostly like a doubles player, so I can sort of understand why. But Yelena thought she like just did that on purpose to throw the whole match. And then there was a point where Taylor Townsend hit the net. The net tape bounced over. Yelena had to come in, and then Taylor just like won the point, and she didn't apologize for the net cord, which is like, it's not like a written rule that you apologize, because like no one really like actually like means it. You just kind of lift a hand and say, my bad, like sorry, like it wasn't intentional. But she didn't apologize. So at the end of the match, Taylor won, and Yelena kind of got in her face and was just like, you have no education, you're just disrespectful. And she like kept saying that over and over and over, which afterwards Yelena posted and said like she's been receiving comments that she's being called like a racist, and she's never been racist before in her entire life, and blah 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 blah. But what like makes this, like, in my opinion, like it is kind of racist, is that like if you had an issue with the net cord and maybe starting your warm-up at the net, just say it. Just say, hey, I thought this was kind of disrespectful, or the way you like went about it was strange and I didn't like it. This like bothered me and I'm just letting you know. But to just skip that whole thing and to just immediately say you have no education and no class, and see what happens outside of the US and like see what happens outside of New York, whatever, like that's kind of like that's really weird to say. And even like Naomi Osaka was like, that's probably like the worst thing you can say to a black tennis player. If she was being disrespectful, Yelena could just say, hey, that was really disrespectful, don't do it again, blah blah blah. But to just immediately jump through so many fences to just immediately say you have no education, no background, no class or whatever, like, sorry, that's racist. If you don't understand that, especially like during these times and like just the whole history of America and whatnot, sorry, you're racist.
Okay, you guys, let's talk about what went down on the tennis court with Taylor Townsend. Taylor Townsend, a proud black American tennis player, had an ugly on-court interaction with a white opponent who was physically angry and dismissive towards her. Now, this wasn't just about a tennis match, but this was about something deeper. How black athletes are often treated when they show strength, confidence, or when they simply win. I think about it time and again. We've seen this play out when black players dominate. They're called aggressive. When they speak up, they're labeled disrespectful. But when their white counterparts do the exact same thing, it is called passion, fire, or competitiveness. Taylor didn't definitely back down, and that's important because in sports and in life, black people are constantly navigating the double standards. We're told to stay quiet, smile, and accept a disrespect, but Townsend stood her ground, and that's exactly why the Black American community feels this moment so deeply. This is bigger than tennis. This is about respect, equality, and the way society viewed Black people. The truth is, many Black athletes have carried this burden before, from Serena and Venus Williams to Naomi Osaka, and now Taylor Townsend is facing the same religion. Now, the question we need to ask is, why is it when a black athlete shows emotion, it becomes a problem? Why is confidence threatening when it's coming from black community? we need to keep talking about this because silence only protects the system that continues to undermine us. Taylor Townsend deserves the respect, and not just as a tennis player, but as a black woman who worked her way into a sport that historically has tried to keep black people out. Black people are saying, let's stand with her, let's call this out for what it is, because at the end of the day, this isn't just Taylor's fight, but for the black community as a whole.